adventurers!
Good morning, y'all.
Y'all, we're back in Clementine!
We're back for maybe a brief period of time.
I was about to say, maybe like 1 hour.
The last time you guys saw us, we made the trip in Ruby up to Canada, and the reason we did that is because you guys know we've been having some engine trouble with Clementine. We were trying to get someone to look her over, but all the mechanics are crazy busy. They're booked weeks out. Half of them won't even touch an RV, especially one that's had its engine modified.
We actually had a mobile mechanic lined up to come and take a look at her, but he kept pushing back, and then one day we couldn't make it, and now he can't come and see us until next week, which is the week of Thanksgiving, and so we're giving up. We're just decided.
Giving up.
We're Thanksgiving up.
Do you like that one?
That's a good one. You got me good.
Sadly, the problems with Clementine are just slowly but surely getting a little bit worse. So we showed you guys how we have that awful ticking sound coming from the engine. But the last couple times we've driven it, it's gotten kind of worse. Yeah, it's just been like losing power as we accelerate, and I was really hoping it was just something simple like an exhaust leak, and now I'm really not so sure.
No.
I'm trying not even to think about it, you guys.
Basically happens anytime we go uphill now, and as you guys know, the Seattle area is very hilly, and getting out of here is very mountainy, so we're not feeling confident about going uphill when we're losing power.
We thought this was a good spot to do this, but the planes in Seattle, you guys, we're actually right next to the airport, so this is a horrible idea. I'm just sitting right here watching airplanes.
Why do you know that song?
Bonus points if you know who that song is by. I'm not even a country music fan, but...
And our brakes have started to make this amazing, really high-pitched squealing sound every time we stop. Yes. Maybe the worst it's ever been. Holy moly. Which is extra infuriating.
I think you had it.
I think I got it. Because we just replaced our brakes. Y'all remember down in LA? We got our brakes redone because we had apparently blown them out. And now they're squeal. They've never squealed before. But
Yeah,
of course,
they're brand freaking new, you
once
guys.
we replace them, they squeal.
And they're completely broken in. We've tried like all manner of the remedies that the mechanic gave us, and the squealing's just gotten worse. And that also makes us a little nervous to drive it because who knows what the heck's going on with these freaking brakes.
Yeah.
We don't want them to just go out in the middle of a mountain pass or something.
Gosh.
And of course, there's a tiny little puddle right there. That's our leaking power steering fluid. That's the least of our worries because that's actually a really easy fix. It's just a matter of having the time and the parts to do it. And then there's another problem, you guys, yet another that we haven't told you about. We've been having a little trouble with Clementine just turning over. Every once in a while, she'll just be chugging along. We'll get it starting all day, and then eventually we'll start it and it'll just go and die. It's actually been happening for a little while, and we chatted with our mechanic who did the install, and he and I were both thinking that it's probably a problem with the airflow sensor. It's just not getting the right reading on it, and when it idles, sometimes it just bogs down. So I don't think that's a catastrophic issue. Of course, I say this about all the issues because I really don't want it to be a catastrophic issue.
No, so none of them, at least at the moment, seem catastrophic, but when you put them all together, it makes for a horrible, horrible ride, and we just don't really feel like traveling in something that we constantly feel like is going to kill us.
Yeah, or leave us stranded at any moment, or maybe in the worst case scenario, freaking explode.
Just blow right up.
Also, you guys know the holidays are coming up. We want to spend as much time with family as we can. If you guys have followed along, you know that I shared the news that my mom was diagnosed with cancer. She's still hanging in there, you guys, and she's doing okay for now. So mainly for that reason, we want to get back and spend as much time back there as we can.
Yeah, ideally we were kind of hoping we could get back here and get this fixed and maybe drive back in it, but that's not going to happen. So instead, leaving Clementine here and hopping a plane.
Yeah, we will be back to Clementine at some point. We're just not exactly sure when. But at least I'm very happy that I can say that we have had some amazing adventures in Clementine. You guys know we've driven her all over the freaking USA to more states than I can even remember off the top of my head. We took her freaking off-road and she completely tore it up. We did so much wild camping. We even camped in Death Valley in the middle of summer, scorching temperatures, and we survived. We drove the length of California. We saw so much more of the state than we've ever seen before. And of course, we put her on a ferry to Alaska where we road tripped through Canada. We saw some really cool stuff in Alaska, and ultimately, she made it back. All right, she didn't crap out until we got back from Alaska. So we're calling that a win.
So the reason we're out in her at the moment is because she's going to be sitting probably for 2 months, maybe longer, and we just wanted to get her out, get her moving, kind of like see how bad it was. We couldn't really remember. We were like, maybe she'll magically be fixed. She was not. She's been sitting for a month and hasn't gotten any little creepy crawlies in there, so I think she's gonna be okay through the winter, but we still want to, make sure everything's put away and good to go while we leave her yet again.
Yeah, we got to do a little bit of winterizing too because winter is upon us.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, we're gonna head to our little storage spot, and we'll have to tell you guys a little bit about how we came across the storage solution for Clementine. It's a little strange, but it's gonna work. It's not an ideal situation, but it's kind of slim pickings at the last minute storing a rig this big, so we kind of take what we can get.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. What happened there?
I think you always do the wrong one.
For some reason, I keep trying to do that transition and it just knocks my tripod over. I think this thing needs a little WD-40 on it. Okay, whatever. Man, that picture of that spider up there is almost too real.
It's too big and too horrible. I can't even look. I'm not going to buy it because I can't even look at it. No, stop. As usual, before we leave our cars parked out for God knows how long in nature, we're going to stock up on mouse repellents. We're going to get some anti-ant stuff. Ants apparently are a big problem up here in Seattle, and I do not want them anywhere in our RV.
Did you say anti-ant?
Anti-ant stuff. That's how I sell this.
So this is where we are storing Ruby and Clementine. It is not the ideal spot, but anything that is enclosed is either taken up, there's a huge wait, or it's like well over $500 a month to park it there, especially, I mean, we need the length of both of these rigs, so it's not cheap storage. So this is where they're gonna stay, just in someone's yard next to their driveway. We actually found this using a website that's basically like Airbnb for random storage that people have. So sometimes it's enclosed, sometimes it's in a random field, sometimes it's like this, just right in someone's front yard. But whatever, it works, baby.
Yeah, we like to think we're adding like a little charm to their yard, right?
Well, when we pulled up, they were like, oh man, we just love seeing all the vintage rigs that people end up parking in front of our yard. This one is the coolest.
Hopefully,
she said that, right?
Yeah, she said that, and she said, I hope you leave it here for 3 or more months.
Hey, as long as we're paying, they don't care.
All right, another thing we have to do before we leave is remove all of our towing attachments. We don't have a bag for it or anything, and when they sit out in the elements, they get really gross.
Yeah. You can see how nasty they are. I mean,
yeah,
rusted out,
exactly.
dirty.
Plus, it's nice little dangly things for critters to climb up on, so we're just gonna move it all into a nice trash bag inside.
The last thing we always want to make sure we don't forget is to disconnect the battery. We do not want to come back to dead batteries. This thing's really tight on there. Get off, you son of a gun. Get off of there. Go on, get. Ah,
Yeah,
got it.
Victory!
This terminal's no match for me, baby. Holy cow, these rodent repellents are no joke. Smell that. Give it a good whiff.
It smells like a minty pine tree.
Yeah, these are like 4 times the size of the typical ones, man. These are the expensive ones.
Whoops. Well, we might not have needed to go this heavy duty, but
Yeah.
it'll just make us feel that much better.
The problem is the whole RV is gonna smell like that, for better or for worse.
It kind of smells like a pine forest.
I kind of
right?
like it.
Yeah.
It smells like Christmas. Hey, rats don't like it, but Eric likes it. Okay.
There you go. Attracts Eric's, repels mice. What else could you want in life?
Luckily, I'm not a rat.
Rat bastard.
Okay, our ride should be pulling up any minute. We are going to head to the airport. We got about an hour and a half to spare till our flight. We timed this all perfectly.
Yeah, couldn't have gone better. Except everything went wrong, so I don't know. But at
gotta
least
look
we're
at the positives,
yeah,
right?
we're getting to the airport on time, and as far as I know, he's freaking
The airport's really close.
really close. That's nice.
That's why we picked this parking spot.
Anyway, as far as we know, our flight is on time, so from here on out, it'll be smooth flying. All right, y'all, we decided we hate airports too much, so we left and we just went to the bar.
Yeah, cheers. Some local lager.
Just kidding, we're in the airport at a bar. I think we have enough time to be doing this.
Yeah,
I don't
hopefully.
know. Our gate's just right over there, but y'all, it's been a day. We didn't show it, but Ruby had a dead battery this morning, and our Airbnb host had to come and jump it.
Why did it have a dead battery?
Somebody left the lights on overnight.
It wasn't me. Although I've done it before.
It was him last time, which was last week. But yeah, and then it was all that stuff with Clementine and getting that all sorted and just like reliving all of her problems and then going through all of the lines here at the airport. So we have the TSA pre-check, but that apparently doesn't mean anything anymore. The line was insane.
And then they selected me randomly for enhanced screening.
Yeah, so
I'll spare you the details, but it was a cavity search.
It was very close to it. He got closer than I do sometimes, Eric. But we don't want to take too many things onto the RV, so we only have one suitcase with us, and I have been lugging around this stupid duffel. Don't ever travel with the duffel. It is the worst thing.
Allison is anti-duffel now.
Lugging it through an airport is, I'm just like dripping sweat under my sweater because it's so heavy and obnoxious.
All right, we got our beers. We got some weirdly high treble Rihanna playing in the background.
Great, super.
Well, we might have spent a little bit too much time at the bar. We're definitely the last ones to board. Whoopsie.
That's fine. It didn't leave us, so what?
Allison was carrying too much stuff, so we made her check this.
Wait, this is too much stuff?
You look insane. This is all I got.
Well, great. I like the food, man.
Appreciate you.
Bags, larger items, including laptops and tablets with attached keyboards, need to be placed completely under the seat in front of you or stowed overhead. Make sure your seatbelt is fastened, and we're going to be on our way shortly. Thank you. Welcome to St. Louis. Local time is 11:29. Please keep your seatbelts on. Our pilots will turn off the seatbelt sign when it is safe for you to get up.
That's the arch.
I was wondering what the heck that was.
Welcome to St. Louis, everyone.
Well, good afternoon, adventurers.
Well, howdy.
We have made it to Missouri, and it's actually been a few days since we last saw you guys on our flight over here.
Yeah, we just took some time off for Thanksgiving. We spent it with our families, ate so much food.
Yeah.
An obscene amount of food.
We're gonna need to go on like a month-long diet between now and Christmas, I think.
Oh, man.
So as you guys saw, we kind of had to leave our RV and Ruby Suzuki behind up in Washington. I know a lot of you guys have been so excited for us to see the Northwest, specifically to explore the state of Washington. I'm sorry that that's not gonna happen just now.
No,
We're
but
kind of sour
hopefully-
about it, but
Yeah, hopefully next year we can pick up there, get her fixed finally.
yeah, it's funny. You say next year, and I'm like, that long? That's a month away, you
Yeah.
guys.
So like a month or two.
This year freaking flew by, all right? But speaking of Christmas, if you guys are longtime followers of the channel, you know that we used to get down on some international Christmas markets pretty much every year. It was kind of a tradition for us. And we might try to do that again this year.
Yeah, so we've been talking about our international travels, and we're not going to spill the beans yet. You'll just have to keep watching and see where we end up, mostly because we haven't quite planned everything.
Yeah, we've planned a little bit of it, but we're still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Last minute, that's our style, y'all.
Yep. But I think the plan is Christmas markets for sure, and then a very warm, very
kind of exotic location. A place we haven't been to in a long, long time.
Yep.
We're going to leave this all cliffhangers, you guys. You guys aren't going to know what the heck's coming up next.
We're just going to be all over the world, though.
Yeah, we actually don't 100% know, like we said, so that's why we're not telling you. And I guess you guys know the situation I'm going through with my mom right now, so because of that, we're just not really sure what's gonna happen, where we're gonna be, where we're gonna need to be, stuff like that.
Yeah, so regardless of what we do, I think it'll be a pretty quick trip, but we're gonna try to pack in as much as we can.
Also, if you haven't noticed, we're back in Durango Doug, y'all. It's so weird. I feel like every other week we're in a different vehicle or something.
We do have them conveniently located all throughout the country.
Yeah, and I always call them the wrong thing. I'm like, oh yeah, go put that in Ruby. Wait, Doug. Wait, Clementine. I don't know. What are we in right now?
I will say though, now that it's getting chilly out, this vehicle has heated seats, and that is one of the most magical inventions man has come up with.
Like, driving in Ruby is very difficult, as you guys have seen. Clementine is its own thing. Even driving in Chuck the Truck, it's not a smooth ride, and the truck's from 97, right? So when we get in this, we're just like, the future, luxury.
Future.
But then we get tired of that and we want to rough it again.
But yeah, for all of our US viewers, hopefully you had a lovely Thanksgiving and ate as much delicious stuff as we did.
The amount of leftovers in her fridge, you guys, it is crazy stuff.
Yeah, but we're actually headed up to St. Louis right now. One thing is for sure, we are about to embark on the longest flight of our entire lives.
Yeah, and we've taken a lot of flights, you guys. This is going to be the longest one ever. we're looking forward to it and also not looking forward to it. We're pretty excited to be traveling internationally again and doing a flight like this, but it's going to be brutal.
The packing, oh my God, you guys, it was a fiasco. Putting everything in one little suitcase. We've lived in an RV for so long. We've had a closet, and now it's back on the road.
In the air.
In the air.
On the road in the air, the sky road, if you will.
And with that, goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the
sky
road.